The red-hot New York Knicks are going to put their 9-game winning streak on the line Saturday night as they battle the Lakers at the Garden. Time to talk some Knickerbocker basketball with the one and only Dean of Knicks Film School, my guy Jonathan Macri, joins me now. J-Mac, what's going on?
It's all sunshine and rainbows right now, Dex. I don't have to tell you. This is good times for Knicks fans.
This is good times for Knicks fans. Feels good vibes in the city around New York basketball. Let's get right into it. J-Mac, Thursday night following the Knicks' comeback victory over the Pacers. I was actually watching your post-game show opening monologue. You referenced multiple times that you felt something special was going on with this team, who, as I mentioned, has won 9 straight games. What has impressed you with this team lately, and why do you believe that we are witnessing something special?
I think the easier question to answer is probably what hasn't impressed you about the team, because you look at every facet of the game of the game of basketball, and they are kind of knocking it out of the park. Really, every facet of sports. You know, you talk in football a lot about next man up. Well, has there been any team in the NBA this season that has defined the next man up philosophy more than the Knicks? You know, you could look at what they're doing on the defensive end of the court, where they've been the best team in the league for since they made the OG Anunoby trade. If there's one number that I'm kind of looking at and gives me particularly high hopes moving forward, it's the fourth quarter numbers, because if you're going to do anything in this league, you have to be able to close games. The Knicks are the best fourth quarter team in the league by a significant margin. They're outscoring teams by 11.2 points per 100 possessions in the fourth. Next best team is Boston, who everybody kind of has still as the favorite. They're only at plus 7.1. This team could start games, they could close games, and it doesn't seem to matter who's in the lineup for them to do it.
Yeah, it's a good stat. They are closing games very well right now. I want to talk to you about the past 3 games, because during the past 3 games, I think fans, they were concerned, obviously, once Julius Randle went out the lineup with a separated shoulder, that the Knicks would struggle offensively. And there were legit questions as to who is going to pick up the scoring. Dante DiVincenzo and Precious Achiuwa, they actually have been able to provide offense the past few games. Do you think these 2 role players can keep up their offensive output?
I do think that they can keep up their offensive output, and in particular, Dante DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo he's really interesting to me because his career was headed on a certain trajectory with the Bucks, who drafted him, and then he got injured and missed a large portion of his third year when the Bucks went on to win the championship. And then his career kind of went sideways for a bit. He ended up in Golden State for that 1 year, and now he's here with the Knicks getting, I would argue, the biggest role of his career. I don't see anything about what he's doing that is unsustainable, and I'm really excited, not even about the three-point shooting, but when he puts the ball on the floor, he shows that he's more than just a guy who stands behind the three-point line. The one area that I would exercise a little bit of caution on, the 3 teams, the last 3 games that they have played are 3 of the 6 worst defenses in the league, which is why I am still looking towards the trade deadline. I do think they still need to get another piece to maybe juice the offense, but so far, so good.
So far, so good with the Knickerbockers. Now, they are creeping up on the 2 spot in the Eastern Conference since their run going back to New Year's Day. Is it time to start seriously considering head coach Tom Thibodeau as a Coach of the Year candidate?
Man, listen, this question is like catnip for me. I'm as big a Tibbs fan as you'll find. I think the most impressive thing you could say that he's done is you go and look at any successful Tibbs defense, and there have been a lot of successful Tibbs defenses over the years. It all starts in the middle. He needs that center to really do a lot of different things and check a lot of boxes. Well, this year we've seen Mitchell Robinson start games at center, Isaiah Hartenstein start games at center, Jericho Sims start games at center, and it doesn't matter who's doing it. I mean, obviously Precious Achiuwa has played some center, Taj has played some center. You put anyone in there, and yet, you know, their defense, again, as I said, has been the best in basketball for some time now. I would push back on my own, support for Tibbs and saying Leon Rose for Executive of the Year. Obviously, we're talking about Jalen Brunson in the run for MVP. There's a lot of praise that deserves to go around here.
Yeah, no doubt about that. With the Knicks, a lot of people you can give credit to for this turnaround and this remarkable season that they're having thus far. J-Mac, you mentioned this about the trade deadline. We are less than a week away from the trade deadline on the 8th. What would you like to see the Knicks do in order to improve their roster by 3 p.m. on February 8th?
Listen, is it a need? I think whether you say it's a need or not depends on your expectations at this point for the season. But especially with the uncertainty surrounding Julius Randle, I think they need to get someone else who could put pressure on the defense. I thought, Chris Herring, who I know you know as well, went on Zach Lowe's podcast yesterday and talked about how one of the dangers is, are you putting too much on Jalen Brunson? And look, Brunson has been incredible, but the whole point of this is to do it in the playoffs, and you need to keep him fresh until you get there. So, for as much as we could talk about, whoever they trade for, are they even going to get significant minutes once it gets to the playoffs? They have a long way to go before that, and not to say that they're not going to get there, not to say that they're not going to get there with a high seed, but they have to be fresh, or as fresh as possible when they get there. So I just think to get through these next 30 some odd games, you got to get someone else who could make a defense think twice about when they're on the floor, what they could do.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I heard Chris's point on Zach Lowe's podcast. I think it's a good one. You worry about Jalen Brunson. As great as he's been, will he start to get worn down as we go further through the season, and the Knicks have to rely on him even more? So that's a concern, especially with Julius Randle out. Last thing for me, Jonathan, Knicks, they battled the Lakers on Saturday night. The Lakers showed they're coming off a win in Boston, which they had without LeBron James and Anthony Davis. What are the keys to the Knicks make it 10 wins in a row in defeating the Los Angeles Lakers?
Yeah, the Lakers shot the heck out of the ball in that game, which helped them overcome the loss of those guys. That said, the Lakers offense, especially their half-court offense, has not exactly been very good this year. I think as long as the Knicks come out and play with the same fight and spirit and attention to detail that they have been playing with, they should be fine. One area that I always look at with the Lakers, because they really are not very good at many things. One thing they are good at is the free throw line, and that's on both ends of the court. They prevent you from getting to the line, which the Knicks are typically very good at. They get to the line a lot. They got to the line a lot against Indiana, helped them out. And the Lakers get to the line. So as long as you can, keep the Lakers off the free throw line too much, their half-court offense just has not been built to be very successful this year. So those are the couple of keys that I have in mind.
All right, we will see if the Knicks can make it 10 wins in a row. I will be watching. I know Jonathan Macri will be watching. Actually, we'll see you at the game because
Yes.
You guys are having a watch party. I will be pulling up to watch some of the game with you guys. We'll see if the Knicks can keep the city buzzing with 10 wins in a row. Always good talking some Knicks hoops with you, J-Mac. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, see you a little bit later tonight. Be well.
Thank you.